What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. I want you all to listen to this video very closely as the American General of African Command explains why his top 5 things about Africa is important, but yet pay very close attention to his second reasoning. I'll be back.
Chairman Reed, Ranking Member Inhofe, and distinguished members of the committee, good morning. Thank you for inviting me to appear today, even as the eyes of the world are focused on Russia's lawless attack on Ukraine, an unjust war which impacts Africa as well. For nearly 3 years, it's been a great privilege, the privilege of my career, to represent the dedicated members of U.S. Africa Command. Thank you for your steadfast support for them and for our mission. I'm here this morning with my battle buddy and command senior enlisted leader, Sergeant Major Richard Thresher, and my friend, General Frank McKenzie, as we make our final appearances before you. Our joint testimony highlights continued and pressing challenges and opportunities faced by our respective commands and our nation. Together with our interagency teammates, U.S. AFRICOM protects and advances U.S. strategic interests, prevents strategic distraction, and preserves America's options, all in concert with our allies and partners. As AFRICOM's 5th commander, I have come to learn 5 truths about Africa. First, America cannot ignore Africa. Africa's challenges, opportunities, and security interests are inseparable from our own. Weak or poor governance, conflict, and climate change stress the stability of many African nations, which will in turn impact U.S. security and prosperity. Second, our competitors clearly see Africa's rich potential. Russia and China both seek to convert soft and hard power investments into political influence, strategic access, and military advantage. China's economic and diplomatic engagements allow it to buttress autocracies and change international norms in a patient effort to claim their second continent. Russia stokes conflict, pursuing a fated aspiration to imperial power. Across the continent, mercenaries from the Kremlin's Wagner Group offer a one-stop stop for regime protection, resource exploitation, and horrific violence against Africans, just as we see in Ukraine today. Third, deadly terrorism has metastasized to Africa. Al-Qaeda's Al-Shabaab in East Africa and ISIS and Al-Qaeda groups in West Africa and elsewhere are among the world's fastest growing, wealthiest, and deadliest terrorist groups, and remain grave and growing threats that aspire to kill Americans, both there and in our homeland. Fourth, a battle between democracy and authoritarianism is raging across Africa. Despite a recent surge in democratic backsliding, our values, our democracy, and our willingness to work together with African partners creates a huge demand for U.S. engagement and partnership. Fifth, in Africa, a few troops and a few bucks still goes a long way. Modest and predictable investments yield outsized returns for U.S. and African security interests. As an economy of force and posture-limited theater, AFRICOM employs just 0.3% of DoD's operating budget and manpower. Modest investments today can yield a continent of partners tomorrow. We are most effective when we synchronize diplomacy, development, and defense. So we are grateful for your continued leadership and backing to help field our whole of government leaders by confirming ambassadors and funding the State Department and USAID. Thanks to the authorities and resources you provide, and for your continued interest and support in the capabilities that AFRICOM requires to accomplish our mission. In summary, U.S. AFRICOM remains cheap insurance for America's security. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Well, thank you very much, General Townsend.
What do you think? Now, let me break this down for you all, okay? If you missed it, he is sitting here explaining that Africa has everything America needs. Without Africa, America will have lack of security. Without Africa, America will have a lack of resources. Without Africa, America will not have a leverage over China and Russia. You see, even though he says that Africa is weak in its security and, the corruption or the instability of government, that America should seize the moment. And I hope that you pass this on to every African leader, governmental official, or person that is even a citizen, so that we can see and share. We can do a lot more in building than we actually think. We can actually see what we actually have in Africa that all the other countries lean upon for their riches, for their securities, for their whole life of living. Africa, the place that all countries depend upon. If you even think about this, during this Russia and Ukraine war, 8% of America's oil come from Russia, only 8%, but it caused a staggering hike in gas prices to about $1. How does 8% of oil coming from Russia can hike the price of gasoline by $1? This shows you the importance of everything when it deals with trade, whether it might be Africa's oil, whether it might be its diamonds, its gold, whether it might be this cobalt in the soil and other minerals and other things that is used for everyday living, that we have to understand the world stands on, needs, depends upon. Now, Africa is a vast continent. I mean, there's so much land and so much space. They can't just come in and try to take and seize all of it, but they can come in and get some of it. So much of the untapped soil of Africa still lies within its confines of the continent that waits for you and waits for me to get land, to grow, to build manufacturers, distributions, to do whatever it is that we are able to do. But this general basically pointing fingers at China and Russia, leveraging a home in Africa, puts a insecurity in America, so that then America, have to be involved with Africa in order to keep an eye, to have a foothold, to be a step above its competitors. Now, when African leaders see this all happening, then they will be able to look at how they're being used. Now, I'm going to answer this question that many people have asked me. If you show Go Black all of these videos, and some of them are showing the disadvantages Africa have against these giants, why are you saying Go Black to Africa? I say that because, look, at the end of the day, you got countries and other countries trying to leverage and trying to take over, or trying to position themselves within their economies of making business and, trying to compete against other competitors in all these countries and continents. It is not a colonized effort to overtake a people. It's about trying to control a resource. Look at China and America. They got a port they own in California. Look at America, got military bases all over the world in other countries. It goes on and on. The problem of Africa is it hasn't put a footprint in other countries in establishing businesses that can go ahead and its continent reward itself off of making money off of other people's property. OPP, y'all remember the song You Know Me? So I'm saying Africa needs to wake up and realize that the leech is sucking you dry. That it is only there to feed off of you. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa.
Think about it, 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 think about it.